What does freedom mean to you? It's quite an interesting question, and if you are to do vox populi, if you go around and you talk to people in society, like go on the shopping street and just hit up some strangers or drop it in a conversation like around the dinner table with friends and family, what does freedom mean to you? It's quite an interesting question, and the responses that you get are also quite interesting because it tells a lot about the person from whom the answer is coming. Many people who I've asked about freedom, they say, well, freedom is doing whatever I want to do. That's freedom. They say we live in a free country, so you can do what you want to do. But is that really freedom? Doing what you want to do? Well, you can say in one sense it's one side of it. But for example, I can be free to smoke cigarettes. And some people will say, yeah, that is me expressing my freedom. But that same individual, can he not smoke cigarettes? If so, then you can say there's a higher degree of freedom than he who can smoke cigarettes, but he who cannot not smoke cigarettes. Does that make any sense? So freedom means having a choice. So freedom is closely linked with our sense of self-discipline, with our conscious control of our lifestyle. And this is one of the points that I'm writing about in my book, the little book about self-discipline. So conscious control over lifestyle, that is freedom. And in many ways, that is also really to love yourself, not to treat yourself with all the things that you want. That's not necessarily love. If you have a parent and a child, and that parent is giving the child everything that the child wants, what do we call that? We call it spoiling the child. In one sense, you're ruining the child by giving the child what he or she wants. So in the same way, those who are doing whatever they want to do in the name of freedom are, in one sense, spoiling themselves. Is that really to love yourself? Is that really to express your freedom? I wouldn't say. A much higher sense of freedom is doing that which you don't want to do right now because you have a meaningful purpose for doing it. So that's freedom, self-discipline, taking conscious control over your lifestyle. And that is one of the reasons that in India and bygone ages, then yogis, they would do crazy things like submerge themselves up to the neck in ice cold rivers floating down the Himalayas. You can just imagine that water just melting off of the top of the highest mountains in the world, and then you go and sit in that water up to the neck and you meditate. So who would want to do that? Well, nobody. But if you can control your mind to do that, then what can you not do? So self-discipline, freedom, and self-love. These go very nicely together. They're interlinked, and you cannot really have one without the other. Think about that and let me know what you think. Have a nice day.